How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with another review. It's a little bit of Belgian quaddy, oaked Belgian quaddiness, a whole barreled Belgian quaddiness that I'm super excited for in the form of Alvinne's Cuvée de Mortagne. Mortagne? I'm going to go with Mortagne. Mortagne. I don't know which one it is. I'm probably butchering all of it. But yeah, super excited to give this a whirl. You want to know why? Well, there's the typical things I check off that list. Never had it before. Never heard of the brewery before. But it is like the first reasonable night here in northeastern Pennsylvania for a very long time as far as temperature-wise. It's probably going to get down into the low 60s, maybe even touch 50. So I really wanted a Belgian beer tonight. I wanted a Belgian quad specifically, and I was at a local bottle shop, and I was kind of poking and prodding around, and some of the old schoolers were there, and some of the new schoolers I love were there. And then this label caught my eye. And there was this, another one from these guys, and then two other different beers are kind of like wild, funky, sour ones. All kind of in a row, and it is, kind of sitting there. And I did look it up real quick just to see what kind of beer this is, because it just is ale aged in oak barrels. It said quad, and I'm like, winner, chicken dinner, and yeah, now we're going to drink it. On camera, no less. How about that shit? So yeah, let's dive into it, see what she's got. As far as what it says on the bottle, says Alvinne. Oak Collection. It's a 14% alcohol by volume. Cuvée de Mortagne. Ale aged in oak barrels. It says here, land of Mortagne was aged for 6 months in oak barrels, previously used to mature Pomerol wines. Try this sweet, complex beer with hints of red wine and raisins. So there you go. A little red wine, a little raisin. Right up my fucking alley. Yeah, it is a Bean United import. Product of Belgian, and it's a brewery Alvinne. It's a Moen, Belgian. Never had these guys before. Don't see a date on here, which is kind of a bummer because you kind of wish it was old, but I don't see a Merc ring on it at all. But yeah, it's a B United imported by B United. So okay, B United does a lot of rebottling of their stuff, but they usually put that under the OEC label. So I'm sure they didn't do that with this. And yeah. That, my friends, is a Belgian-style beer label. It is ghetto as hell. There is nothing crazy going on that. Kind of crappily drawn, and just kind of warms my heart to see it, to be perfectly honest with you. So I got my big fat Watu St. Bernardus glass here. Let's give this a pop. See what she's got, man. Ooh. Red wines, quad, oak. 14%. Going to be one of those nights, so let's do that. Let's give it a half pour there. You had your kind of malted malt ball colored head, pretty thin, pretty wide, fat glass here. Neither rocky nor creamy, somewhere in between, and it's got a nice kind of quad density to it. A little bit thinner. I usually like my quads to be real murky. This is a fat glass, so it comes off pretty murky. You're probably not going to be able to see much light through the thing at all. And I noticed when I was pouring it was a little bit like. I don't want to say thinner, but just not as chunky, not as doo-doo diarrhea like that I usually like beers to kind of track. But, I mean, looking at it now, that doesn't look too shabby at all. Very subtle carbonation. Kind of looks like a mixture of like not even a mixture. It looks like a really old school style kind of apple cider kind of vibe going on there. Maybe a little bit browner than that. But yeah, let's give this a whirl. Try not to have it spill everywhere. I've been doing that lately. I've been losing beers on me. Decent legs on her, nothing too crazy. Let's see if we can get a nose on her. So. That's the good stuff right there. Oh, man. I don't even want to talk about it. I just want to drink it. You're getting rich. It's cool because you're getting these kind of rich caramels. You get a little bit of toffee in there. But a combination, I believe, from the yeast and a combination from the barrel, you're getting like plumminess. You're getting those raisins in there. They're coming off tartar than you typically get from a Belgian quad. It's a lot to do with the red wine, I assume. So you're getting this real vinousness from it that kind of lends to the beer and just makes it almost like a little bit of a Belgian yeast on steroids kind of vibe going on. Yeah, big kind of not soured, but just tart vinous in that kind of plummy. I'm keep going to plums instead of like super nondescript kind of darker and reddened fruits. It's very plummy for me. Very dark, non-yellowy raisin kind of vinousness to it. There's that chocolate toffee caramel thing going on in there that sits behind it. Maybe a subtle banana kind of vibe too. Very, very, very ripened subtleness behind it, and that's pretty much it. Do I need more? No. Just very robust, very... It smells like a great pairing between a quad and a barrel. It smells like there's balance there between the two. Neither's going to be the star of the show. It's very kind of cohesive. That's what the nose says. Let's see what my mouth says. Cheers. That's fucking delicious. Good God. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, that's a good beer. Wow. Man. I mean, I do, listen. I came into this going, man, I haven't had a quad in a while. I really want one. So there's probably a little bit of bias going on. That caramel, that toffee, has melded into Sugar Daddy realm, which is one of my favorite realms for these beers to go into. It's not those kind of toffee here, blah, 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 kind of regurgitated everything. You're getting that rich Sugar Daddy-esqueness that I covet in these darker beers. Typically happen with age. I don't know how old this beer is, but if this is relatively fresh, then they're doing a pretty damn good job with the barrel aging program because they're bringing that out of there. You got a nice little dry kind of oakiness to it. Kind of counteracts that kind of sweet sugar daddiness, gives you a little bit of dryness to it, makes you want to take another sip. It keeps it from getting overtly cloying. Those fruits aren't as big as I thought they'd be in proportion to the caramel. That Sugar Daddy kind of pops off. It's definitely a higher ABV beer, and you get that. But that vinousness, that plumminess, is definitely more in the raisin realm now. And it has a sharp bite tinge. I don't want to say bite. Tinge of wine vinousness to it. It does. But it's so well balanced off of how sweet that is. That's how kind of, I don't want to call it rocket fuel, but how popping the flavors are in here. That Sugar Daddy is so bright, but that vinousness is just bang on the other end. It's kind of jostling you around like you're in a 12-round fight with Golovkin or any of those crazy awesome fighters that are out there nowadays. Yeah, it's just it's awesome, man. It's a really good beer. The mouth feels a little bit thinner than I'd like it to be before a quad, but you're putting it in a barrel and you're getting these flavors out of this barrel. I'm totally okay with not getting that super fluffy quaddiness that I covet so much. Yeah, it is. You're drinking a 14% beer. Let's put it that way. You're drinking a 14% beer, but it's not overly hot. It's more of kind of like an evaporative kind of alcoholness, as opposed to a burn in the back end. So even though it's not like, oh man, this thing's coming in hot, it could use a little bit of time to kind of round itself off to let that kind of burn off a little bit, but it's not drinking super hot. And that's pretty much it, and that's all it means. Like, oh, that's it. It's just fucking delicious. That's all. But yeah, this beer is absolutely fantastic. I could see this aging. The mouthfeel is going to be the kind of iffy part of that. But I could see this aging as something pretty crazy, but I could see it also dropping off to where the mouthfeel is just super water, which would kind of be a bummer. But at the same time, what are you going to do? Let's see. I think that's it. Yeah, just super tasty. Nice surprise. No idea what this beer was going to be. Just kind of picked it up on a whim, and now I have to have that internal debate whether I post this review soon or that I buy all these over the next week or two or month or so, and then once they're all gone, then I'll post it so no one else can buy it. I'll post it soon. Anyway, what's it, the 24th of July? Oh no, it's 26th, I think. Anyway, it's the end of July, 2017, so I'll be true to my word. I'll post it soon. But yeah, this thing is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, great, rich, Belgian quad with just a perfect kind of barreling going on there and just enough vinousness to kind of really make it pop. So yeah, let's talk about it. It's one of the better barrel-aged Belgian dark beers. Let's go there. One of the better Belgian-aged dark beers I've had as of late. It has to default to yes because I haven't had that many. But let's take the last 2 years into account. Yes. It's just that good. It works for me. I dig it. I love it. End of story. Value and availability. Actually, this did not suck, I think. I think it was like $13. $13 for a 500 milliliter bottle of a Belgian wine barrel-aged beer. I don't think that's expensive, to be perfectly honest with you. It's traveling across the sea, coming here. You see a lot of people, you see breweries in the United States make imperial stouts and other beers that come in bottles like this that retail from the brewery for $20 to $30. So I'm not fucking balking at that price point at all. And that's PA prices too, which tend to be a little bit high. We don't pay taxes, so it is like 13 or 14 bucks in the nose. But still, you probably can get it cheaper somewhere else. Availability, never saw it before. It is a B United import. B United is from up in, I believe it's Connecticut. It's not too far away from New York State. They do tons of importing. So if you see their imports in and around your area, chances are you should be able to get it. And just say if you like what we like this. If you like Belgian quads. If you like barrel-aged beers. If you like wine barrel-aged beers, because this is hitting all the nights. If you like Belgian beers and you like, because it's not a big thing, and it's a big thing now. A lot of breweries are doing it more often now with the barrel aging Belgium, but it's not the biggest barrel aging country. You know what I mean? But they're coming at it hard now, and they're spitting out a lot of beers, and this is probably one of the better ones I had. So if you like that idea, if you've had some of the better Belgian, or a Belgian style, I should say, because I'm going to say, like, one that comes to mind is the Trap Koningshoven, which is Netherlands. People give me shit when I say it's a Belgian style. I say Belgian beer, I mean Belgian style beer, and they go, oh, it's Netherlands. I'm like, whatever, shut up. Anyway, if you like those kind of beers, then you'll like this, because that's what it delivers. Or if you, how about this one? If you like good beer, because guess what? It's good beer. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, down there, words and stuff. Massive Beers. Social media, all over them. So plug my name in there. You find me, follow me, do a lot of fun stuff. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice wine barrel aged Belgian right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.